Perfect. All righty. Should I go ahead and get started, or do you want me to give you a minute? All right, perfect. Well, hello everyone. My name is Chris Zach. If you are wondering, yes, I do have two first names. So, really excited to be with you guys here today. Facebook Ads 101. This is an amazing class for anyone who's done Facebook ads, who is thinking, hey, I want to try Facebook ads. If that is you, this training is for you. So, we're going to dive right into it here. Before we do a little bit about me, I promise I won't bore you with my whole life story. But I've been on this side of the wall since 2007 helping agents. And there's two things that I help out a lot of agents with. So, own and operate a company here in San Diego called Chris Zach Interact. And we do a lot of lead generation through Facebook, Instagram, Google, and YouTube ads. The other big part of our business is, hey, Chris, once I generate a lead, my buyers, my sellers, my past clients, my sphere, I need to make sure I have a system in place that can follow up with these leads that can help me convert these leads as well. So if there's anything we can do to help you, either on the lead generation or maybe setting up your CRM, taking a look at your tech stack and what you've got, I would love the opportunity for that. So if you do have any questions, feel free to just send it over in chat. Couple housekeeping things. Yes, this is being recorded. So we will record this entire training. I'll post it on YouTube. And then if anyone has any questions during it, please send it over in chat. I do have everyone muted, so that way can kind of stay with the flow of everything. But yeah, agenda for topics today here. So first, why should you be using Facebook ads? So we're going to cover that. We're going to dive into Facebook ads versus boosts. We're going to talk about choosing a custom audience. So as far as who should be seeing your ads, what are they seeing? We're going to talk about marketing a specific listing. We're going to get into how to target a specific neighborhood. So maybe you've got a listing, maybe you're trying to attract buyers or sellers from a certain area. Maybe it's a relocation buyer. Maybe it's just, Chris, I want to farm this particular area. We're going to dive into what is a Facebook ad versus a boost. However, I do want to just make a declaration if I can here today. If there's one thing you take away from this training, please, 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 please do not do Facebook boosts. It is a poor man's version of a Facebook ad, and you just do not have as much functionality that you do within the Facebook ads manager. So I would strongly recommend against that if I were you guys. And then we'll talk about what's Facebook ads manager and the business manager. So we're going to get into exactly that as well and why you need to have it set up. Couple last items, targeting on Facebook and Instagram. Um, Meta is the name of the company. They own Facebook and Instagram. So today, when I say Facebook ads, just know that I mean both Facebook and Instagram, but I will show you specifically how you can show your ads just on Facebook or just on Instagram. Um, and then last thing, the money question, how much should you be spending and what to expect? Um, so, with that being said, I'd love to just answer any questions in chat. I always like to start with, why are you attending this training today? What is it about Facebook ads? What is it about why you attended here today? Does anyone want to share that with me? Anyone? I'll take a second, but if we don't have any questions or any comments coming in, we'll just keep trucking along. But I always like to know, why are you attending and what's kind of the goal of you attending here today? So with that being said, let's go ahead and just dive right into what you need to succeed on Facebook ads. So first thing you need a personal Facebook account. Now, when I say a personal Facebook account, a lot of agents are like, Chris, I don't want to post photos of my kids, my dog, my cat. I totally get that. You need a Facebook account in order to create a business page. A business page is actually where you will run your ads from. So you don't use your personal Facebook, you use a business account or a business page. So that's the first thing. The other thing is you need to set up what they call business manager or business account. So I'm going to send it in chat, but business.facebook.com, that's the website you're going to want to visit. That's exactly where you can get your account set up. It's free, but it does, take 2, 3 minutes to set up. Just put in some basic information. It will ask you to put in your credit card. However, that is for if when you do start to run ads, they need a card on file to spend the money for your ads. Next thing, I always encourage agents, you've got to have a website with the home search and updated MLS in order for Facebook leads to work. And the big reason why is you got to think about the user experience. How many of you have ever gone online and you shop for something and then you end up on a website that has nothing to do with what you researched or what you registered or signed up for, right? If you were searching for a vacuum and then all of a sudden it takes you to a website with cat food, you're like, what's going on? What's going on? So you want to have a website and home search. I'll talk about that in a few minutes. And then kind of an obvious thing here, but you guys are here because I'm assuming every single one of you wants to become a better marketer. So I love that you guys are here today. I love that you have that willingness to kind of grow in your real estate business. And I hope by the end of this, you guys are going to say, okay, Chris, Facebook ads are actually a lot easier than I originally thought. Then one of my favorite Wayne Gretzky quotes, you miss 100% of the shots that you don't take. I have agents that they'll message me after this training and say, Chris, I had no idea it was that easy. I launched a new ad for my listing. So I'm a big fan of it. I understand also some of you have had poor experiences with Facebook ads. So I'm going to talk about that. So hopefully you guys are drinking the Kool-Aid. But let's talk about where do you actually start now? What is the starting point that you should be doing now? So, as I mentioned, you need a business manager. So, you're going to go to business.facebook.com. I'm going to kind of fly through this section on purpose. Once you're on business.facebook.com, you will create an account. If your screen looks a little bit different, they're constantly changing what it looks like. But you create a free business manager. If when you do this, you already have a business manager, you might have started one up and not even realized it. Happens with a lot of our clients. But you do need to have a business manager. The reason why, as well, is because you have the ability to create like a tracking pixel. You can add team members. There's a lot of things that you can do within having your business manager account. So set it up. Now, hopefully, you guys have your business manager account set up. Now, next thing, and this is one of my favorite sections I love talking about. I love, love, love talking about this particular section. This is my secret sauce. This is why I think agents are successful using us versus doing the ads on themselves, on their own or with another company. And the big reason why is because before a single agent runs an ad with us, I drill them with 20 questions. You've got to know what you're going after. You've got to know who your audience is. And you've got to make sure kind of the ad and everything that happens from the second they see your ad to the second they become a lead. All of that has to sync. So I want to talk about that. Think about who you want to market to. So what do I mean by that? What do I mean by that? I'm in San Diego, so we've got a lot of different people. We've got a lot of different people here. We've got military relocation. We've got a lot of investors. We've got people interested in long-term, Airbnb rentals. We've got people that are Canadian cash buyers, people moving from South America, people moving from Mexico, people moving from San Francisco and the Bay Area. So, and then we've got first-time home buyers. We've got families. We've got people who are interested in condos. I just rattled off like 10 different audiences. You cannot target every single one of those people the exact same way. You wouldn't market to your past clients the way that you would to someone that you've never talked to. So, why in your ad are you not getting granular and actually thinking through a little bit who you should be targeting and who you should be going after? So, I'm a big fan of before you spend a single dollar, you need to analyze who's your audience? Who are you going after? If you're going after military, do you have everything kind of dialed in? Do you have a page on your website dedicated to military relocation? Do you have a past client? Do you have resources for people that are military families? Are you a military family? And if so, is that a part of your Facebook ad? 25-year-old vet, or however you're selling it, or sharing it, I should say. So think about your audience. Next up, think about where they're going to go next. If you're targeting people who are buyers in a certain price range, let's say San Diego buyers between 1 and 1.5 million, the next thing I see better be a list of properties in San Diego between 1 and 1.5 million. I cannot tell you the amount of times I've had agents that run ads that just the left hand is not talking to the right, and then they're shocked the ads didn't work and they didn't get an ROI. It's like, well, you kind of set yourself up for it, right? You ran an ad selling vacuums and you're taking them to a website selling cat food. No wonder why people are pissed or not responding back to you. So think about that from kind of a psychology of sales 101, if you will. You got to think about that. That's a huge, huge piece. Then, what kind of goes in parallel with this are your graphics and are your verbiage ready? Is it military relocation? Do you have an American flag? Do you have a picture of America, a military family? Are you showing off, something here in San Diego that represents it? Your verbiage, do you know what you're going to say in your ad? Are you just kind of winging it? Or do you have an approach? Do you know what works or not works? And so at the end, I do give you guys my secret sauce. I'll show you what ads that we're doing from start to finish so you guys can copy some of our verbiage. Then the last piece, I honestly think this is one of the most important pieces here. And that is, do you have a follow-up plan in place? Do you have a follow-up plan in place? So most of you listening to this are with Real, I'm assuming. I'm assuming most of you have Lofty as your CRM. But Lofty has a chat AI. They have an AI chatbot that reaches out to your leads. I love that. So make sure you've got a follow-up plan in place. Drip email, drip text. You're setting them up on listing alerts, all of that. So I know I'm talking and training you guys on Facebook ads, but really what I'm trying to train you guys is how to have success with Facebook ads. Anyone can teach you how to create an ad, but like how to have success, that's my secret sauce, if you will. So I just want to pause there. Any questions at all? All right, so let's get into how we actually create an ad from start to finish here. So I'm going to walk you guys through this, and feel free to stop me if you do have any questions at any time. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your business manager. So you're going to go to business.facebook, and you should see your ads manager now. Once you're in your ads manager, I want you guys to create an ad. So click that big green button that says create. Now, if when you hit create, it looks a little bit different for you, you're going to choose manual campaign. I promise I'm not doing this to make you guys, struggle or do extra work. But the manual campaign is actually it's like two extra questions they're really asking that I think are important while you understand exactly what we're doing. So you're going to hit create a campaign. The housing category, housing category. You need to do housing category for any real estate ad that you're doing. And the big reason why, there's certain things that you can and can't target on Facebook ads. Don't try and outsmart Facebook or Instagram. They'll shut your account down. They'll shut your ads account down if you keep violating this rule. But if you're a real estate agent listening to this, you have to use housing category. All right, now let's talk about the different kind of ads that you are able to do. So sales. I always pick on the ladies here. If you've ever bought a pair of leggings off of Instagram, that was probably a sales Facebook or Instagram ad that you saw. Anyone who's ever bought anything off Facebook or Instagram, you've probably clicked on a sales ad and not realizing it. We don't do those obviously for real estate. Maybe at some point people will buy a house via Facebook, but for the time being, we don't run any sales ads. The number one type of ad we are running, for those of you taking notes, write this down. Facebook lead ads. That's what I want you to do. And I'll share with you guys why in a few minutes. But you get name, email address, and phone number, and it auto populates right from their Facebook account with that. So it's massive. I'll show you guys what it looks like here in just a minute. Engagement. Engagement is exactly like what it sounds like. Getting more and more people to, getting more messages, getting video views, getting post engagement, getting page likes. Think of this as you're at a happy hour and you're walking around mingling with people. You're trying to get as many conversations going as possible. So an engagement ad, that's another ad that we do run. Next up is app promotion. Some agents do have a mobile app, but we don't typically run a lot of ads for, mobile apps. My kids, they're on their tablets and they're constantly seeing an ad. Hey, download this game, download this new app. That's what that means. All right. Number two favorite ad that I run is traffic ads. You guys know traffic ads. Google's been doing them for years. This is exactly what Zillow does. It is a traffic ad. And what I mean by that is people are going on, they're going on Facebook, right? They're scrolling through, and then all of a sudden they see your ad and they stop. So you're playing traffic cop. Stop looking on Facebook and go to my website. All right. So you're taking them off of Facebook or Instagram and taking them to your website. This is really good for, open houses. This is really good for like just listed, just sold properties. We're running some like VA home buyer seminar type of programs right now and ads for some of our clients. So we do a lot of traffic ads for those as well. But we do a lot of traffic ads as well. Um, Not today. However, on my next training, I teach two classes every month for real. Facebook Ads 101, which you're on, Facebook Ads 201, we get into retargeting a little bit more. So that's targeting people on a specific list that you give them. So we run a lot of retargeting ads using traffic as well. So make sure you attend Facebook Ads 201. Next up, awareness ads. So this is a billboard. This is a digital billboard. You're driving on the freeway, you see a sign on the side of the freeway that, has your picture, your face, your list of properties. That's what awareness ads are. We do run some awareness ads that's really good for just kind of brand awareness or reach. I've got a client right now in kind of the Calabasas, Beverly Hills type of market, and they're doing a lot of these. It's just top of mind, top of mind, top of mind. Bench ads, grocery cart ads, bench stop ads. That's really what you're doing is you're doing that on the digital side, which is an awareness ad. So let's talk next about Facebook lead forms. I am big on Facebook lead forms, as I mentioned. So let's talk about why. All right, so I'm going to be a little dramatic here on purpose right now. So what a Facebook lead form is. All right, so consumers, they're on Facebook, right? They see your ad, they click on learn more right here. They click on learn more, and as soon as they do, it auto populates their contact information right here on their screen. So they're seeing that learn more, and it auto populates their name, email address, phone number pulled from their Facebook account. I love that. Now, why that's important, you have to think about it. So I've got big old, my kids say I have Shrek, Wreck-It Ralph hands. So when I go to a website and I'm on my phone and I'm pecking away, typing in my name, typing in my email address, typing in my phone number, I'm a pretty fast typer, but it takes me what, 45 seconds, 30 seconds? Internet users are that lazy though. So with lead forms, it auto populates this contact information. Now, the good news, bad news about that. The good news is it auto populates it. The bad news is sometimes people have old phone numbers. They have old email addresses from their account. They haven't updated it in years. So maybe they're using their AOL email address. Maybe they're using their college, email address or an old phone number they had before they moved. So I would say about 90% of contact info should be accurate. But you will get fake phone numbers and fake email addresses if you're running Facebook lead forms. That's nature of the beast. Just accept that. And like I said, most of our clients, they say it's between about 90 and 95% of contact info is good. But there is that small percentage of people who just haven't updated their account in a long time. So that's Facebook lead forms. So I'm a big fan of Facebook lead forms. That's the number one type of ad that I'm running. All right. Couple other options. You can run what they call Facebook message ads. What does that mean? So I have some agents that are like, Chris, I don't cold call. I don't do any of that anymore. Can I just send people a DM or can they send me a DM? So you can run a traffic ad to get people to send you messages. Um, and this is really good if you're on your phone. So I use Facebook Messenger all day, every day. Some of you are on Instagram as well, and you're contacting people via direct message, right? So I only recommend running ads for messages if you are on your game. You've got a small window of time because what's happening is as soon as they click send message, it's sending you a message. Now, Facebook and Instagram, they do have some basic like kind of autoresponder type of questions you can ask people. Excuse me. There's software that you can purchase as well, like ManyChat, that are basically like a chat bot that has conversations for you. Um, but this is something that a lot of our agents, they have success with, and this is kind of more of the agent that's like, hey, I'm always on my phone. I'd rather message people all day than call or try and text them or try and get through to them. So that's an option for you. And like I said, it allows people to send you a message directly on Facebook or Instagram. So I just want to pause there. Any questions, comments, concerns? Any questions? All right. So we've gone over kind of the first big piece. What type of ads can I run on Facebook? Now the second kind of big piece is, what are you going to spend? So what's your budget? Who are these ads going to be shown to, and who can I target? So I like to break Facebook ads into three parts. So the first part we just covered the type of ads that you can run. Now let's get into the budget, audience, and demographics. So first one, lifetime budget. Lifetime budget. Self-explanatory here, but this is Facebook spend $200 over the next month. And so they'll spread your budget out. They want you to keep coming back and spending money with them. So they don't spend all your money in one day. So you can spread out your budget. You can kind of also, the other thing too, a lot of agents like about Lifetime is you can run your ads on a schedule. So I don't know if maybe you're a part-time real estate agent, maybe you've got an ISA or someone calling leads for you. Um, but lifetime budget allows you to schedule, hey, show my ads between 9 and 5. So it allows you to do that a little bit. Um, the other option is you can set what they call as a daily budget. Daily budget's exactly like what it sounds. So, hey, spend $5 a day, run it for 7 days. I recommend a minimum budget at the very, very minimum, $5 a day. And then I recommend running that ad for at least 7 days, especially the first time. So I'm telling you to skip Starbucks this week, and just try this. Like I said, $35, spend it, and spread it out over the course of the next couple days. Um, at any point, you can increase your budget. At any point, you can adjust the end date. So if your ad's doing well, you say, "Hey, Chris, can I spend $10 and run it through the end of the month?" Yeah, absolutely. But I recommend starting out relatively small, kind of find what works for you in your market, try a few different ads, and then always you can increase your budget. So next up, let's talk about when you're creating an ad, you have the ability to create what they call as an audience. So you'll see custom audiences here. That's retargeting. That's Facebook Ads 201, which we teach in 2 weeks from today. So we're not going to cover custom audiences today, but what we are going to cover is location. So you'll see here on my screen, I've got a couple different areas selected. I'm in San Diego, California right now. So if I wanted to, maybe I'm saying, hey, I want to target people that are up in the Bay Area. I want to target people that are in New York, New York City, or hey, I want to target people in Los Angeles moving down to San Diego. You can pick specific locations. The smallest radius you can go is a 15-mile radius, 1 5. But you can combine multiple areas, multiple locations, areas, cities. I do not recommend doing entire states unless you're in really one of the tiny states. Don't target an entire state of California or Texas. You're going to get people all over the place. So I would recommend starting the first ad that you do a 50-mile radius, 50. And then from there, kind of get a little more granular. But obviously, if you're in New York City, a 50-mile radius covers, a couple different states. So know your area, know your audience as well. But yeah, you can pick your mile radius and where you show. The first ad, just pick one area or one city though. So if I'm in San Diego, hey, show this ad to people in San Diego, a 50-mile radius. Next up, you have the ability to choose what they call as the demographics. So the demographics are think of this as like behavior, buying behavior. So do you know when right now you go on Amazon and you shop for something and then all of a sudden whatever you're shopping for follows you around the internet? That's this feature right here. This is the secret sauce. Now, you have the ability to basically piggyback on all these massive companies, right? Companies like Zillow, they have a massive couple, I don't know if they're spending billions on marketing, but they're spending a ton of money getting traffic and leads to their website. So, what you have the ability to do in Ads Manager is you can say, Facebook, I want you to show this ad to someone who's recently been on Zillow. I want you to show this ad to someone who's recently been on Trulia. And why would you do that? Because now you know this is someone who's got buying behavior. They're in the real estate mindset, right? If you own a Foot Locker and people are shopping for shoes, then show people who, if you're advertising shoes, then you're going to want to say, hey, show these new pair of shoes to anyone who's recently been to footlocker.com. The exact same thing you're allowed to do with Zillow and Trulia. So I recommend starting with between two and probably four demographics. Realistically, you only need to do two. So the very first ad that you run, just tell Facebook, I want to target Zillow and I want to target Trulia. Just start there. Now you'll also notice right below that, there's what's called suggestions. All of these suggestions below all of these suggestions below are just other demographics that you can target. So you'll notice, first time home buyer, you'll notice people using a mortgage calculator, right? People checking their credit online. But there is, I don't know, 70 different options and different demographics that you can go after. So whatever the ad is that you're running, make sure that the demographic kind of aligns with it. Or if you just want to keep it simple, just do Zillow, just do Trulia. All right. Next up, platforms. So as I mentioned, Meta, they own Facebook, they own Instagram. They also own WhatsApp. They own a couple other, companies, tech companies as well. But I always have agents that say, Chris, my clients aren't on Facebook. Okay, that might be true, but are your clients on the internet? Yeah, they are. So Facebook ads not only show on Facebook and Instagram, but you'll notice they have something that's called the Audience Network, which is a bunch of other apps and websites. ESPN.com, NewYorkTimes.com, Chicago Tribune. You'd be baffled with how many actual websites Facebook they have ads on. So you can choose which platform. The other thing too is if you wanted, you could say, hey, just show this ad to anyone who's on Facebook, or just show this ad to anyone who's on Instagram. You have the ability to do that here. So that's kind of the second part. I'm just going to pause there. Any questions at all? All right. So the last step, and we'll land the plane with this. So now we've talked about what type of ads that you can run. Hey, Chris, I want to run a Facebook lead form ad, or hey, I want to run a traffic ad. We talked about budget. Hey, I want to spend $5 a day. We talked about location. Hey, I want to show this ad to people who are in San Diego. And then we talked about like the demographics. I want to target people who are on Zillow. So that's all kind of behind the scenes side of things now. The next up is what is the actual public seeing? What are the general public actually seeing from you? And so let's get into that. So if we take a look here and we go into it, you're going to see there's a couple different options that we have available here. So you have single image. So single image is exactly like what it sounds like. It's just one image. Hold on one second here. Got a question through chat. So you got a single image, which is obviously a couple different formats. So why are there a couple different images for a single image? So you've got this for desktop. This is for people on their computers at home, their laptops at work. You've got people that are on Instagram stories and reels. And then you've got people that are on Facebook or Instagram and they're scrolling through their timeline. So you can do a single image. You can do what's called carousel. Carousel is a collection of either photos or videos or a combination of the two. Carousel do really well. People love scrolling. Now, in this particular slideshow that you're on right now, you'll notice something here, and that is consumers, they actually have to manually type or tap to go to the next photo. What I'm showing you on my screen is just kind of the variety. This is really good. Carousel is really good for like a listing. So if you have a listing and you want to show maybe a front picture of the house, the next photo is, the pool and the backyard. The next photo is the bedroom. So you have the option to kind of give a variety. But Carousel, those do really, really well. They get good engagement as well. Next up, you can do a video. Video is exactly like what it sounds like. Under 59 seconds, though. The video has to be shorter than 59 seconds or less. The other thing, too, is I see a lot of agents making a mistake when they do videos. They give away everything about that house, in the ad itself. So I say dangle the carrot. So don't give them the full tour of the entire house. In the video, it should be almost like a little bit of a trailer or a teaser. Hey, I'm Chris. Right now, I'm in the backyard of 123 Main Street. You got to take a look at this backyard. Come take a look. Hey, if you want a full tour of this house, click the link below and we'll give you the full video tour here in 2 minutes, whatever it is. You want to tease them, you want to get them engaged to click through the ad. So you're not trying to sell the listing or whatever you're selling in the video. You're not trying to just do all of that. And consumers do not have like any reason to go to your website. You want them to register and go to your site. Now, for some of you listening to this, Chris, I'm not a graphic designer, I'm not a video editor. We do all of that for all of our clients. However, Canva is a really good app for editing photos. And then CapCut's really good for video editing, especially social media videos. But like I said, you want to make sure you do have some graphics. Both of those companies, CapCut and Canva, they have thousands and thousands of real estate templates that you can use. So you're not creating something from scratch. You're kind of more using one of their templates, if you will. So, all right, last step, and we'll wrap up with this here today, guys. Writing a headline. So you've got your ad now. And so you've got your graphic, you've chosen your graphic. Now you need to write what the actual consumer is going to be seeing. So this is where you're going to write the headline. So first thing you're going to write, or I would encourage you to write, is the headline. This headline, I'd recommend 7 or 8 words max. Use emojis. Then you've got the primary text. So what happens is you want the headline to get them to read the primary text. The primary text is going to be 2 to 3 sentences max. I always say use emojis, have a call to action here as well. But you want to have basically your headline reiterated here in the primary text. So just listed property in San Diego, share one little sentence about the listing or the neighborhood, and then you've got your call to action here. So I'd recommend kind of piecing that together here if I were you. So you've got headline, you've got primary text, and then the last thing is the description, which actually goes below the headline. So for any of you guys taking notes, you want to take some screenshots, now's the time. So take a picture of this, go ahead and steal it. This is my secret sauce. The other thing too, use ChatGPT to create different headlines that are similar to these. But we've been doing this a long time, and these are ad copy that we see working really, really well. So a good headline, just listed home in San Diego. Search all San Diego homes, oceanfront condos for sale, golf course properties. Now, the one thing I'll warn agents about with the headlines, a lot of times agents get so caught up in your own vernacular and your own words that you use. If you're showing an ad to people outside of the area, don't name drop communities that like 12 people in your city know. So if you're talking, about like a specific area, make sure it's a really popular area, especially if you're running and showing your ads outside of the city that, you're located in. So that's really, really important. The other thing too, sometimes you need to put the state. That really helps. For example, there's the city Alexandria. I think the city of Alexandria is in like 27 different states. So know your area, know your market. The other thing too, primary text. You'll notice I just reiterated that headline, but then I said gorgeous 3-bed, 3.5 bath priced at. I give away the price in my ads. You can argue with me and I'll argue with you about that all day. If you do not put price in your ads, you're going to get a bunch of Karens in the comments. I hate when realtors don't put the price of the ad. It pisses people off. And honestly, putting the price in, it's going to get people away, to not click your ad if it's in a price point they're not interested in. But more importantly, it's going to attract the right type of audience as well. You want to find a buyer for the price point you're actually advertising. So use emojis. Use emojis. I use a website called emojipedia.com. It's really good. On my computer, I can just copy and paste them. But I'd recommend kind of putting it all together. So, last piece, you have what's called the call to action button. That is this button right here. So you'll notice it says learn more. I'm a big fan of using learn more, but there's a couple ones that we use. Learn more, download now, get access. I would say those are probably the three most common ones we use. And what that means is get access to this list of property, learn more information now today. So in your call to action here, where I have, click learn more below to see more details about this house. If your call to action is get access, then say get access right here. If it's download now, say download now. So you want to make sure this call to action button matches whatever you have in your ad. And then the last thing, don't take them to your homepage. If they registered about 123 Main Street, take them to the exact page on your website to register for Main Street. Same thing with, a list of properties. If you told them you're going to give them a list of properties in San Diego between 1 and 0.5 million, take me to the site where I don't have to do anything other than just look at homes or look at what I registered for. So after that, you're going to publish that ad and high five, you are done. The very first time you do this, it should go live pretty quickly. At the most, it'll take maybe 5 minutes to go live. But otherwise, they publish these ads really quickly. And hopefully that was helpful for you guys. So that'll conclude today, Facebook Ads 101. If there's anything I can do to help you guys, if you'd rather, hey, Chris, can we just run an ad from you? We do offer a product called 7daystosell.com. It's a 7-day Facebook ad. You can visit our website, Chris Ack Interact, and you'll see just promote a listing. But it's a 7-day Facebook ad for 89 bucks. But feel free to scan this QR code if you are interested, or maybe you're running ads and you're like, Chris, can you take a look at my ads, or can you take a look at my CRM and kind of give me an idea? The other thing is we're constantly posting on social media. We only do real estate marketing. So that's our bread and butter. So feel free to follow us on social. And then lastly, we send out a newsletter twice a month. It's all real estate related and most of it's digital. Last week, we just sent out the best ads that we see running and performing right now. We've got another newsletter coming out that's talking about good ways for you to get reviews as a realtor. So if you do sign up for our newsletter, just make sure you confirm your email address. So you'll get an email right back from us right away. Just make sure you click that link. Otherwise, you will not get our newsletter. So as always, guys, thank you. I teach Facebook Ads 201, which is a continuation of this class. So if you can, please attend that Facebook Ads 201. We'll dive into retargeting. We'll dive into some more kind of advanced best practices. And I hope you guys found this helpful. I'll hang out for a few minutes and answer any questions. Otherwise, first day of the NFL season. Happy football to any of you who are like me, who cannot wait. And hope you enjoy the rest of your day. Thanks so much, guys.